All right, you guys. So, I just want to do something real quick to kind of show you how crazy the market is. So, I did the video earlier. This is 11 o'clock. This is where the news broke that 2 Russian missiles had hit Poland, which would mean that there's escalation. The market sold off based on that. The US downplays it and says we can't confirm anything. The market comes up, and then it just kind of does this, okay? But as that news digests today, now think about the impact of this news. That's why I'm taking the time to do this. Literally talking about World War III. So this was fears of World War III. If NATO gets involved, that's what we're talking about. However, World War III means that the Fed would pivot. That's how crazy this is. So even if this language becomes stronger, there is more upside for the market. So this is something that people just would not understand. How is the market going to go higher off of this news that NATO might get involved? Because that means the Fed might pivot sooner. And what brought that to my attention is this candle right here. I was sitting there watching a show and I just noticed futures are up and you have a 1.24% move from the bottom to right now. And also, if you look at it, the reason why this line's kind of important is now you're trading above 4,000. See the support and resistance, support, resistance. And now after hours, so reading the news, we have this horrible news today. But after hours, the market goes, World War III, I don't give a shit. All I need is cheap money. So you're trading algorithms, you're trading with, earthly bound creatures that just, they're reptilians. They only think one thing, and they just need cheap money. They don't care about anything else. And so that's what you're seeing. I just want to do that quick video for you so you could see how crazy it is and how, as people talk about, the collapse of the economy and all this downside, it is all coming, but you have to be able to see what is going to move the market and in which direction. A lot of people would think war, game over. Not so. If this escalates so the news being, here's the thing. So if the news is about this escalation and the market starts to think that the Fed might pivot sooner, you're going to see further upside. Do you hear what I'm saying? How crazy that is? If the market hears that things are escalating, but there's no actual escalation, you're going to see upside, at least through the end of this week. That's crazy, right? However, if they actually did, have to follow through, then you would see downside on the SPY here. You would see something like that. You would see a collapse. Because nobody needs war. It would mess everything up. Manufacturing and certain companies would do well, but I just wanted to point that out, that as you're scrolling through YouTube or your Instagram or whatever it is and you're trying to follow the news, this is telling you everything you need to know. Is this a serious threat right now? Probably not. If it were a serious threat, the algorithms and the trading bots and the people with billions of dollars, they know before we do. They got real money in the game. And that's why these charts can tell you an awful lot. And so it's like, as you read through the news and you're like seeing, apocalyptic style stuff, or I'm not saying don't be prepared. I'm the most prepared person I know. But with that being said, this candle right here tells me that the markets know, and somewhere out there, the language of the day, the market goes, it's not going to happen. The shit ain't going to hit the fan right now. This wasn't enough to scare them. And that is crazy, guys. So anyway, that's why charts. That's why you get your news. I get my news from the chart. And it's odd. Once you can decode it, I can decode what is happening in Poland and the Ukraine by this little candle. That tells me a lot. That you broke back above this level, you came down, you broke out, and now if we look at this pattern, that is a massive, massive move. Okay? And this move does not conclude with just that. It concludes with another move to the upside. And that, my friends, is why when people go, you know, why would you buy? How, you know, it's so risky to buy Tesla right now. Not really. Not really, guys. As long as you're prepared to sell. It's risky to buy and hold. But if I bought it here last week and I sold it here and I sell it here, you know what people don't get. Let's say this would be reasonable. Let's say that happens, we get one more leg up, right? I guess you just get risk tolerance having traded, you know, cryptos and stuff. It's like, this is easy. Okay, so that's a 10% move within 3 days. So it's risky to not be in that play. It's risky to not make, to take risks, because if I took my, I wouldn't say this, but 9% on Tesla in what would be 4 or 5 days. I don't know, guys. Just think about what I'm saying here. Is that people are going to start to get scared. This rally is going to fizzle out, but it's really crazy how the markets work. Anyway, keep on keeping on.